Hi crafty friends, Melissa Minor here. Thanks so much for joining me on my YouTube channel. Today I'm creating my fourth layout using the My Creative Scrapbook main kit for the month of July. Now this kit is packed with the Vicki Boutin cut and paste line, and I'm flipping through here the scraps that I have on my desk. So this is what I have left of the kit. I've already made 3 layouts and I'm starting my 4th layout. So I'm just flipping through here to see what I can use on my layout. And you can see I've got quite a bit left. So you could definitely get more than 4 pages out of this kit. I just usually make 4 pages using the My Creative Scrapbook monthly kits. So I will leave a link listed down below in the description box if you're interested in checking out the My Creative Scrapbook website, where you can subscribe to their monthly kits. They always have like the latest collections. And I know this Vicki Boutin cut and paste line has been really hard to get. So I'm super excited that I got to create with it this month. So here's my ephemera here. I've got quite a bit of that left as well. All right, let's get to the layout. So I've got quite a few pictures printed here, and I have these strips. And what I want to do is I want to put my photos on these strips. I'm documenting a weekend that we went to Kansas City to watch my daughter Tatum play softball. And my idea is to get 6 photos on this layout. So I'm choosing which photos that I want to use. And this top picture here I'm putting down is her pitching. So she's a pitcher on the Galaxy Elite softball team, 16U. So we always enjoy watching her play. Then that second photo there, that's a picture of her and one of the girls on her team, Carly. And then that third picture is so sweet. That's a picture of all the infielders coming in to, I don't know what they do, cheer each other up before the game, give each other high fives and things. Then this next photo, this is a picture of Dale and I. Now, it was like there was a heat advisory and it was over 100 degrees outside. It was so hot watching her play. After the games, we went to Andy's Frozen Custard, and they had this little Plinko game outside. So that's Tatum playing that. And then this last photo, this is a picture of Dale with our wagon and all of our stuff at the games. And he found just this tiny bit of shade. And so I thought it was cute that he was hanging out in the shade there. So I got a couple leftover photos, one of her pitching and one of the ice cream. I am following a sketch. This is from Tracy Reed Designs. This is her Sketchy Sunday number 63 sketch. So you can find this on the Tracy Reed Designs website. You can always download her sketches, and each Sunday she provides a new sketch. Or I think it's once a month on a Sunday. I'm not sure, but you can check out her website for more information. So there aren't any measurements or anything for her sketches, but I just love to follow a sketch to help simplify the process of putting my layout together. So with my best guess, I cut this pattern paper down, shorter at the top and then a little bit longer at the bottom. And then I want to fan my photos here across the page like this. But I also want to add in some pattern papers. So now I have to pick which pattern papers that I want to use. So I've got one of the newsprint, one of this blue polka dot, and one of the rainbow. And so I thought that would rainbow stripe. I thought that would look nice with these photos. The photos are pretty neutral, but you can see some blue in the photos, both in my shirt and also in her uniform, and then the sky. The wagon's also blue, so I thought I definitely needed some blue on the layout. This is the stamp that came included in the main kit this month, and I love this stamp, and I'm not sure, I kind of think I want to use it, but I'm not sure that I want to add mixed media. I really am leaning more towards just a simplified look, so that's an option. I'm going to set that to the side. Now, I thought I had on my sticker sheet here these little strips of stickers, and I love the black and white on them. So what I want to do is I want to add just a little topper to the top of the photo strip and then also to the bottom. So I've already used my powder tool and removed the stick off of the stickers, and so that's why I'm adding some adhesive here. And I'm just going to place these at the top and the bottom just to add a little more interest to these photo strips. And I think that's a really, really cute finishing detail. So I'll add them to the top, and then let me go ahead and cut these, and I'll add these to the bottom as well. And I love that black and white on there. So some of the embellishments included this month had like black and white leaves, and then this was black and white. Some of the wordy bits are black and white, so I wanted to use these. So let me get this last one in place here. And, you know, as I made this layout, we came home from our trip and I immediately sat down and started scrapping. We just had such a great time. I love these weekends that we spend together with Travel Ball. It just is such a fun family time. All right, so I think some florals will look nice. So, you know, this isn't the traditional sports layout. I'm using florals and different colors, not necessarily team colors, because you can see I added a little bit of like that bluish purple, but I don't have it all blue. But I thought the flag kind of made it more sports-like, because when I think of sports, I think of a flag. I don't know why, because there's not a flag like this in softball, but to me, I guess it's like a golf pennant, but you could have these maybe with like the team name or something, but I'm just going to add it up here to the top coming out of this floral cluster. I'm adding some foam. I like using craft foam on the back of my embellishments. I can just easily cut the foam down to size. And I'm also going to add a little bit of foam to the back of this flag, just at the top, because that's going to overlap my photo, and I do want that to pop up just a little bit to give my layout a little extra dimension here. So I'm sticking my foam down, and what I found is I like using the tacky glue, and you add the foam down and then just let it sit for a moment before you try to add it to your layout. Otherwise, the foam, like the glue, isn't dry on the back of the foam yet, and it'll just slide around. So I think if you just set it aside for just a few moments, then it's easier to put on your layout. All right, so I've got the floral clusters, and then I've got the flag, and I think I want to add another floral cluster over here to the right, because in the sketch there were two embellishments. So I kind of am thinking about these leaves, but I'm just going to set them there. I think that might be too much. I'm going to set these leaves. I'm not going to glue this in right now. I'm just going to kind of set it there and see what I think of it in just a moment. So let's move on to the other cluster. So I'm going to use my powder tool and take the stick off. So you can see I didn't remove the stick on camera, but on the top left of the screen is that powder that I use. And that's so I can move my stickers around more like die cuts, so I can try them out, audition them in different places, and remove them if I need to. So I found that I like the smaller leaves to the bottom of that cluster, and now I want to add this flower over here to the right with these larger leaves. And so I'm going to put some foam on the back of this flower and add that down. And I did that off camera. Now I need to start working on my title, and I brought in this Sizzix and Tim Holtz alphabet die I have from my stash, along with some Bella Boulevard alphas. I've already cut out the word softball, and I'm looking over my stickers here to see if I have enough to write softball weekend in KC. So I'm going to remove these here from the package and kind of just look them over and see if I have enough here. And if I don't have enough W's, I think I can make this M work for the W. So I went ahead and glued that down off camera, and I'm really happy with the way that looks. I like the two different fonts mixed together. I think that's super cute. Now on the sticker sheet, there were lots of these wordy bits, and they're just so fun. So the first one I added here is sunshine, and I want to add these going up the page. This one says, "This is what matters." And now I have another one that says, "This summer." And then I'm going to add a little getaway. And these are all words that fit perfectly with our little weekend trip in Kansas City. I have smile lots, and we definitely did that. drink your water. Remember, there's a heat advisory, so that one is perfect. Then I'm gonna add the word great job. So proud of her. So we've got that one. And then there's more on here. This one says hitting the road, which Kansas City is about a 3.5-hour trip for us. So we were definitely hitting the road. I've got good times. And let me add a couple more here. Found the word happy and love it. So those are all perfect. You could use those on any of your layouts. And I love making these little sticker strips going up the page. I was thinking about maybe this arrow, but I don't think it's exactly what I'm looking for, but there are these clouds. And I do like the clouds, so I'm just gonna go ahead and stick those down. And then off camera, I'm gonna go ahead and add another cloud with some foam and to just and place it on top of these two. Off camera, I also added the words love this life to the top, and I love the way this turned out. So if you've enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button. If you're new, I hope you'll subscribe and come back. And if you have any questions about My Creative Scrapbook kits, just leave them down below in the comments and I'd be happy to answer those. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.